I hope all is well. This is the Chargers mock draft with no trades. Let's dive in. Let's get it. Hey, first things first, y'all. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for, obviously, come on, like, comment, subscribe when this is all done. Let me know what you think. I have no hard feelings. Please, this is just football. It's fun to me. It should be fun to you. Enjoy this. Have a good time. But let's go ahead and dive in, all right? First things first. Shout out to it. Let's go ahead and talk about it right off the board. This is no trade. So obviously at number 5, we're taking Joe Alt, best offensive tackle in this draft. No questions asked. He seals the edge, takes care of everything. Why not? Just like his daddy in the NFL, he gonna be great. So there's really not too much to talk about with Joe Alt. I do like him there. Why not take him? Now, 37, we're going to start building this defense up, this aging defense. But we got to replace Khalil Mack. We got to replace Joey Bosa. We got to replace Derwin James. We just got to replace the old lightning bolts and put some new bolts in there. You know what I'm saying? You get the joke because they lightning bolts charge up. Okay, all right, anyways. Chris Braswell at 37. I love him there. Cool edge rusher. Does a good job. He's not the best edge rusher in this draft, but I do think that Jared Verse will be gone. Chop Robinson will be gone. Dallas Turner will be gone. I think that Latu will be gone. So right there, he falls in that mix of that second tier of the elite defensive class that could come in and he could learn from a Bosa. He could learn from a Khalil Mack if he decides to stay. Just get that understanding and studying of the game. So that way, mid-season he gets in, he starts to play a little bit better. Fresh legs for the older guys, to look back and be like, okay, cool, we got depth here. And that's what you really want to get out of Chris Braswell, who could probably come in and be a starter right away, too, on top of that. But I just know that, Joey and Khalil, they're really good defensive players and they're in their own right. They've got a couple of moves that can handle their business. So I just think that would be really good for them to go ahead and draft that at 37. Then, basically at 69, go ahead and get Chris Abram Drain out of the University of Missouri to help build up in that secondary aside of Asante Samuel Jr. This is going to be, this is going to be a great pairing with these two. I really like him because he's a risk taker, and on top of that, he ain't afraid to hand check you. I watched him in the LSU game against Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. They had a hard time getting open against him. And I don't think that he got enough credit for that. Covering two potential receivers is probably going to go in the top 50, get drafted. So he went against both of them, and crazy enough, it wasn't like he gave up any touchdowns to both of them. So most of their touchdowns came from the other corners and the safeties. So this is something that I really like about Chris, is the fact that he just knows how to really just jump the routes. He knows how to play man coverage. He just knows how to play football, y'all. And that's what I really like about him. So I like him here at 69. Really great. All right, at 105, we got this dude out of Oregon, Bucky Irving. I don't know if you guys know about him, but he's just an all-around back. He's an all-around back. Runs between the tackles. He can definitely catch out the backfield. He could actually run receiving routes. He was a part of that dynamic offense out of Oregon he's the guy to cut you, right? Because you're expecting in this air raid offense that the running back cannot be utilized, and that's kind of where I see with the whole Chargers offense, adding Joe Alt to protect, obviously on the other side of Matthew Slater, however they want to do it. And then, of course, you got Justin Herbert, who can just elitely just throw the ball straight to him, knock it out, you good to go. And I think that Herbert is such a good quarterback that you could get middle of the pack skill talent around him, and he could kind of make it work. So I do like Irving right here at running back, who could probably back up Austin Eckler, Joshua Kelly, Isaiah Spiller, all those running backs in that room, who to me, and I'm just saying this to be real with you, have not really showed up ever since Melvin Gordon has left the building. I do believe the Chargers running back room used to be elite. Now it's just a lack of talent, just not really being productive and helping out Herbert when it comes to releasing pressure. So I think that Bucky Irving being here, it's just going to be a really good pick. Just to help out just in that locker back room. You got to let somebody go. Scissors, got to cut somebody off there. Too many damn running backs. You got to cut somebody out. Too many. All right. Next up is Malik Wingo out of LSU at 138. Yo, so if you saw Mason Smith, you saw Wingo at LSU. And out of all the defenders out of LSU, the bright spot for that was really their defensive line. And I think if you just grab either one, Mason Smith, who's 6'6", 245, and Wingo, who's about 6'3", 6'4", 250 to 260. I don't remember exactly. I know it's in that range. These guys just know how to plug up a hole. And they both are effective, and I think they're both the exact same player. One just has 2 inches of height on them. The other one is just there. But I think that Mason Smith is going to be gone. So why not get Wingo? And the reason I like Wingo too on top of that is the fact that he just commits to the run. Like, he commits to the run. And especially in a league where they're going to start doing RPOs and stuff like that, take your linebacker out. Take your running back out. Remind them that you should not be doing that in the first place. So he's pretty much a crash test guy at that defensive line position. Can sniff out a screen. Really good at sniffing out screens. He did that in the Alabama game, Auburn game, and he did it in the Ole Miss game on Josephus Marks. So he definitely got him taken care of there. So I like him here. Pretty much in that aspect, pretty much to help rebuild that all defensive line going forward. With that being said, we're going to move up to the second part of that is the linebackers with LaRon Hopper out of Missouri. Again, two players out of Missouri getting drafted. I like Hopper for the simple fact that he's very physical. Very physical. This guy can pop. He is a spark player. He can really strip the ball out of you. He knows how to blitz. These are the guys that I really think Harbaugh wants. He reminds you of a Navarro Bowman, but not. He's actually a little bit taller, weighs a little bit more. That's what he gives me is that comp. Like, he's just not afraid to go crazy. And he can really read the passing. Pretty much he can read the flat. That's what he can cover. But yeah, I really like him here at that pick at 182. I do think that this is effective right there. That is something that I do like. All right. Last 2 picks. Tajay Washington out of the University of Southern California, which is probably going to get overlooked because he's undersized at receiver, but he's just so damn fast, man. He just fast. That boy quick and boy lightning in the bottle. He's got Tyreek Hill speed, but he doesn't have that radius, you know what I mean? And that's something the Chargers are going to need. Deep threat down the field kind of guys that can get open. He can also be, a Debo Samuel type player too on top of that, where you can use him in the backfield as a jet sweep. You can use him as a running back from time to time. He's an all-around, he's just a football player, bro. He's just a football player, brother. Like, he just gets down. He's going to be difficult to cover one-on-one, especially with that offense when you line it up. You got Keenan Allen if he stays, Mike Williams if he's 100% healthy. Notice I'm saying a lot of ifs in this offense, right? Then on top of that, you've got Quentin Johnston, who you're going to have to put more pressure on. He's got to step up. You've already wasted the first round on him. You've got to prove the world wrong that he is a first-round talent. Then you had T.J. Washington there, and I think that T.J. Washington, he's just going to knock it out the park. He's going to be effective because he's just going to come in and just pretty much beat everybody that he plays against. He's faster than most of the guys that he's going against in college. He's probably going to be either just as fast or a little bit faster in the NFL against some of the guys that is going to be linebackers covering him. So I like him there in a slot receiver / running back. Just a true football player. I like him there. Then, of course, Tanner McLachlan out of Arizona at 255. This guy is actually not a bad tight end. Fits the size. Obviously, he's like 6'6", so he can move around. He's a good blocking tight end, and he can catch, and he can hurdle. A lot of hurdling. So we love that on NFL films. So that's something that I do like right there with that guy is Tanner McLachlan knocking out the park pretty much to close the entire draft for them. Getting another weapon for Justin Herbert. Now, I know you're saying you didn't get a lot of weapons in the first round. What's going on? Why are you tripping? I do believe that it is not the offensive problem at the Chargers. I think it is a defensive problem for the Chargers. I've never not once watched a Chargers game where they cannot score. I've seen the Chargers give up defensively a lot of points. That's where I think Jim Harbaugh's focus is going to be. Very effectively on that defensive side of the ball. And with that, like I said, with his edge, corner, D-line, linebacker, 4 out of the 7 picks, I do believe need to go strictly to defense. With that being said, guys, like I said, I'm all for it, bro. Bring it. Bring the smoke. I'm with it. Yo, like, comment, of course, subscribe. Have a good day. Peace.